and welcome. My name's Beck and you're watching Beck's Crafty Nook. Today we're going to be learning all about making amigurumi sticks. Today we're going to be making these amigurumi sticks and some more. This is just like a little sneak peek. And we're going to go through everything that you need to know about making these guys. How much I sell them for, where I get my beads. I'm going to be giving you all the links and all the steps, everything you need, why you use them, how you use them, all the things. So I hope you enjoy making these with me, and I hope that it will inspire you to make some for yourself or to sell. Alright, let's get started with making our amigurumi sticks. Let's talk about everything that we're going to need. So here's the ones I've already made. This is like our little template. And so what we use is silicone beads. This is a fancy bead. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have like a focal bead. So often they do two different ones. So you're using just one focal bead because these often cost a lot more than these ones. So I've gotten all my supplies from Temu. I'll put some links for you. For these beads come in a mixed pack, and I'll give you a look at my selection. These come in a mixed pack, these come in a mixed pack, and these came in a mixed pack. So I'll find everything and give you all the links, or a little parade with the links. And so what we're using for the sticks is also from Temu, double pointed knitting needles. So if you just Google that into Temu, you will find these. And what they are is a knitting needle that doesn't have that little endy bit. Like most knitting needles will have like a little round thing so that your knitting does not slide off. So I actually use these as knitting needles as well, because once you have all the fancy pants stuff on, then your knitting doesn't slide off. And also with the amigurumi sticks, what we typically do is put a large bead on the end as well. So when they're not in use, you have these covered. But this goes well for new, baby knitters like me. I know how to knit and purl, and my stitches are an okay tension. That's enough to get me knitting. But when I finish knitting or I want to stop, I like to put that stopper on the end. Some people are even calling these silicone beads knitting needle stoppers or savers or something like that. So first you'll need is some double pointed needles. You can use any size. Before I got mine from Temu, I bought these from Spotlight. These were super expensive though, so these were $6 for, typically you'll get the 5 in a set for knitting. People use these to knit socks in like a circle, and other things in circles, like they put them in like a square formation. So you normally get a set of 5, and so I get the 3mm that's 20 centimeters long, but you can get all different sizes. So I believe this was like a 4mm, but only certain beads will fit on here. Like it was a stretch to get these larger beads on there. So I probably would recommend the 3mm, 20 centimeters, and that's the link that I will give you. So that's the first thing we need. Then we need some silicone beads. So I've got this box that I've just filled with all different ones that I've ordered. And so I'll give you the links and I'll find out how many millimeters. So these are the larger beads that you could typically put on the ends. Actually, this would be a nice match for this set. I do have some beads to go on the end of these needles, which I have misplaced for the minute. And this is what your set would normally look like. You have your fancy pants up here, and you have those there for when they're not in use. And then you take these off to use the sewing sticks. They're also, what they are used for is stabbing your pieces of amigurumi, as in the ears to the head to the body, and keeping it in place while you sew it together. So 20 centimeters is typically pretty good. I use these for my large Odin dragon and they were large enough. So yeah, definitely recommend this size. So then I also bought like a few mix packs of these hexagonal ones. I think they look really nice as the other like fancy kind of one on the other end. And then I had a pack that had a few of this shaped, and I think they go nicely in between these small ones. So that's like all my hexagonal, my large beads, a few of these in here. And then I bought mixed packs of the smaller beads, and then I just popped them, I sorted them out into colors and I put them in here. So you can see that's what we've used there. So I have some of those. And then these are the fancy beads. Also, I have bought them in mixed packs. I think I got a pack of 100. And yeah, then I sorted them. So that's what these are. I'll take one out to give you a look. So it's quite a large hole. And you get all different effects. So this is like a crushed glass effect. Then we've got like a, you know, pearlescent. Some of them come faceted. You know, like they're cut like a diamond. This is a black one that is like that. And I think they just give an extra little bit of bling. And then what I do is I just put these smaller ones either side, because of course these are quite a bit bigger than the knitting needle, and they would slide if you didn't put anything there. But also you don't want to put too many beads because you do want to be able to use the stick. So we're going to be following this kind of recipe, but doing it in different colors with different beads. And so I have a collection of these. And then, so there's all different ones. So I've sorted into like neutrals, reds, purples. And a lot of the packs come with like a color that has another color. So that's purple and orange. And it gives you really good inspiration for what colors you're going to put on your stick. So we could do orange and purple. We could do yellow and pink. So these are the pinks. And look at that one. That's like a checkerboard. So your beads can really give you inspiration too. We've got some rainbows. We've got some greens, and like yellow and blue is quite pretty. So there's lots of inspiration within the beads. These are also what I used in my clam. Now these beads are too small. They won't go on a needle. And then, oh, you could also get these beads. So I've got a few of these. I haven't really used them, but we can put together a recipe for an amigurumi stick that has these in it. I'll just show you what they look like. Similar thing, we would put them maybe on this side. If we made that like that, and maybe we could put, instead of this, we could put one of these blingy ones. They're just, you know, rhinestones. So you could pop that there instead of that one, would be cute. So we might do that as a recipe too. Again, lots of inspiration. There's lots of different colors. There's like little rainbow ones in here. So in here, I've got this big mesh bag, and that's where I put all my supplies. So I'm going to get out some focal beads and we'll have a look at those. Okay, so let's take a look at some focal beads. Now some focal beads can be decorated like just round beads, like this one. So that's what I've sort of used here. Just the 3 beads. And then like I've seen, you can use 3 beads, and then you could put something more fancy on the top here, like a bee. So I've got that pack. We have Christmas, which has like a few Santas and gingerbread men and different Christmassy colours. We've got this fun pack where we could do like that pink and purple. And we've also got this as a focal bead, which is like, you know, what do you call it? Leopard print. We've got these florals and earthy tones. Gingerbread man. And then I've got rainbows and flowers, and that's where this came from. Then I got some Halloween ones, and I also got Halloween, these beads, which could be used for Halloween. And then I got flowers. I got butterflies. So these are everything we've got to choose from. Typically these will cost about $1 each, and then your smaller beads are costing a couple of cents each. Well, hello again. I hope you enjoyed the introduction to this video. I ended up filming the entire video from start to finish, everything you'll need, and then making the amigurumi sticks. But I feel like it was a little too long, so I'm gonna put it into bite-sized chunks and into a playlist. So I'm going to link all the supplies in this video and the future video, so you can go and check that out. See what you need to get if you want to get started. In the next video, we're going to be making the sticks along with me. We're going to be talking about inspiration and how you get it for the colors and stuff like that. So this video was just all the supplies and the introduction. I'm going to upload these videos one after the other because the video is ready. I'm just breaking it down into smaller pieces. So I'll see you tomorrow for the next video, and I will link the playlist in the description and all the supplies you need, so you can go and check that out. I'll see you very soon. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you like what you see, and check out these other videos.